There we go. We have confirmation that we're recording. Hello, wherever you are. I'm Laren. This is Jag. Thanks for joining me. This is day 15, the halfway point of a 30-day yoga challenge with sun salutations. Whether you are just joining for today or if you've been following along for the last couple weeks, I hope this flow is beneficial to you. For me, getting on my yoga mat every day is enough. Sometimes I show up and just sit there and think about the movements I thought I would make. Other times I show up and feel way more excited to move than I thought I would. So decide how much moving you need to do. There's no right or wrong amount. Thanks for being here either way. Since we have been using our wrists quite a bit with this sequence for a couple weeks, let's begin by warming those up. Extend your right arm long in front of you, assuming you have a comfortable seat like myself here. Your legs can be crossed or extended out in front of you. Make a little stop sign with your hand. Your right fingers are pointed straight up in the air. Just use your left hand to gently tug those fingers towards your face. Start to notice your breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling to let it go. Release that. Let your hand sort of flop forward. And use your left hand now to just tug on your index finger. Pull it straight down towards the floor. And maybe tug it back towards your forearm or towards you just a little bit. I'm not trying to pull your finger off. So be gentle here. You should just feel a stretch on the back of your wrist. We'll do that for each of our 4 fingers here. Move on to your middle finger now. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to release that finger. Move on to your ring finger, inhaling again. Exhaling to release. One left, little pinky finger. Inhale again. Give it a tug down and back towards you. You can flop your hand a little bit. Turn your thumb so it points up, thumbs up. With your hand open, just tug your thumb back towards your face. Release that. Make a fist with your right hand and just take a couple of circles. Reverse directions. Nice. Take any wiggles or flaps that you need to. Same thing, other side. Inhale, take a deep breath in. Extend your left arm long in front of you, making a stop sign with your left hand. Tug your fingers towards your face with your right hand. Softly stretching the bottom of your wrist. Might even feel it in your forearm. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Let your fingers flop forward. On your next inhale, tug your index finger down and towards you, giving each finger its own love. Keep moving with your breath, inhaling to switch to the next finger. Exhaling to let it go. Last one, inhale. Give your pinky a little tug towards the floor and towards your lap. Release that. Turn your thumb to point towards the sky. Hand open. Same thing. Tug your thumb towards your face. Make a fist with your left hand. Make circles with your fist. Reverse those circles direction. Now make fists with both of your hands. I like to tuck my thumb in, so bring my thumb like I'm making the number 4 across my palm, and then wrap my fingers around my thumbs. Or you can leave your thumbs out, whatever feels good to you. Once you have your hands and fists, bring the backs of your knuckles together in front of your chest. So like you're fist bumping yourself, right? But the backs of your hands are facing away from you. Create connection here and use the strength of your arms to really smash your knuckles together in center. You might even quiver a little bit from the amount of effort you put forth here. Quivering is not always a sign of weakness. It is often the brain learning new pathways for movement. So try not to judge yourself if you do find you're quivering. When you're ready, keep pressing your knuckles together in center as you bring your hands away from your chest. I'll turn to the side so you can see this a little better. I like to call these heart pumps. Just press your connected knuckles away. As soon as they want to start peeling apart in front of you, you've reached your edge. So stop the stretch there. So as soon as they start peeling apart, bring them back together and stop there. Does that make sense? Just slowly pump your fists toward your heart and away from you. Stretching the backs of the wrists. Maybe inhaling, pressing away. Exhaling, bringing them close. One more round. Nice. Take any flippy floppies that your hands might need and come to lay down on your back. Go ahead and stretch out long, reaching arms overhead, digging heels into the mat. Imagine that you just woke up, got out of bed. Take a moment to just yawn with your whole body, stretching in whatever way you need to. You might twist. You might just kind of wiggle around, stretching in any way you need. You might even actually yawn. Take a moment to just settle in and become heavy and still for a breath. Notice the sound of your breath as it moves through your airways, filling up your chest like a balloon, and then exhaling, letting everything fall and find softness. Inhale, let's start moving. Reach your hands overhead like Frankenstein. Keep reaching to sit up. Use your core a little bit to help you. And find however far you'd like to reach. This is as far as I'm reaching today. The backs of my legs are pretty tight. If you're super flexible, keep reaching. Inhale to half lift. From here, I mean to sit tall. Exhale, reach toward your toes, any amount again. Not forcing the hamstrings to stretch, but just asking if they're willing. When you're ready, come to lie down, reach your hands overhead. Tuck your knees into your chest. Make a little ball. Wrap your arms around your legs. And begin to roll back and forth. You can use your feet to create momentum. See if you can roll all the way up to standing. Taking your time. Maybe pausing to balance and toe balance first. Before shooting up like a little flower, send your hands to the sky. And exhale, bring them down to your sides. Heel toe your feet apart so they're about hips distance apart. If you're not sure if they're spaced well, you can reach down to the floor and make fists with both hands side by side between your feet. And you may find that to be good placement. From standing, turn your thumbs outward Take a deep breath in through your nose. Make a heavy sigh out your mouth. Inhale, lift your hands, reach up high. Palms connect in center as you dive forward, hinging at your hips. Reach toward the floor. Find a forward fold. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale, half lift. Inhale, half lift. Try that again. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands. Step back. Come onto hands and knees for tabletop. Wide handprints are glued down right under your shoulders. And your knees are placed right underneath your hips. You can untuck your toes. Inhale, drop your belly towards the floor. Keep pressing with your arms rising out of your handprints, pressing the mat away, and looking at the mat in front of you, cow pose. Exhale, tuck your tail around your back, cat. Tuck your chin. One more time. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Send your hips to your heels. Takes child's pose. Exhale here. Inhale, shift forward onto forearms. Tuck your toes. Press your hands and feet away. Lift your hips. Find downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, press them toward the mat. Inhale, lift your heels again. Exhale, press them to the mat. Take baby steps. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Find your forward fold again at the top of your mat. Inhale, press into both feet. Roll up to standing. Arms are heavy. Let your head lift last. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, reach up high. Hands touch, palms touch and center. Exhale, dive forward. Hinge at your hips. Bend your knees if needed. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Neutralize any curve in your back if you can. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step back. Come onto hands and knees. Tabletop again. Let's take bird dog one time. Inhale, reach your right arm and your left leg in a long line. Point your toes toward the floor. Nice. Return both to the mat. Stay for the exhale. Inhale to lift other side. Left hand, right foot lift. Like a long line in your bird dog. Return to the mat. From here, tuck your toes. Hover your knees. And send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Roll up to standing. Keep reaching. Look up towards the sun. Palms touch. Maybe invite a soft back bend with a strong core. Turn to neutral. Hinge at your hips, dive forward, slicing the air in front of you, reaching towards the floor. Inhale, hands to shins or lap. Half lift. Find that flat back. And exhale to fold. Plant both hands. Step back to your downward facing dog this time. Remember, you can adjust this pose by shortening the space between your hands and feet. If you'd like to bring your heels to the mat, this is a great way to do it. Or you can do the opposite, creating a little more space between, maybe increasing the shoulder stretch. You can also bring hands and feet together in center so you are more narrow on your mat. You might notice your core has to work a little harder for stability here. Or you can do the opposite of that, bringing pinky edges of hands and feet to the outer edges of your mat, maybe feeling extra stable here. When you're ready, shift forward for your version of plank today. Bring shoulders over wrists. Option to lower your knees. Keep your elbows in close, move through chaturanga. Lower to your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, inflate to lift your chest. Look at the mat in front of you for cobra. Exhale to lower. Same thing, look over your right. Inhaling, peeking over your right shoulder. Exhale, release to the mat. Same thing, cobra to the left. Inhale to lift and look. Exhale to lower and center. Tuck your toes. Press straight up for plank. And send your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Step on the gas in both hands. Take the weight out of your wrists. When you're ready, inhale to lift your right foot. Toes still pointed towards the floor. Notice the stretch in the back of the left leg as your right leg lifts. Take a big step forward for a runner's lunge. Take a little step in with your back foot, setting up your feet for warrior one. Press into both feet, release your hands from the mat. Look up towards the sun. Receive a full breath. Drop your hands to your sides. Come to clasp your hands behind you. You can also take a strap or a towel behind you if you need extra space. Use the squeezing of your hands behind you to open your heart. Take another breath in, look at the sun. Exhale, press into both feet equally. Dive forward, bring your right shoulder towards your right knee. Humble warrior, let your head hang. It's okay if you fall over. This is kind of weird to go upside down. Keep squeezing your hands behind you, maybe reaching them up towards the sky, or even letting them fall forward. Take a full breath here. Let it go. Inhale to lift. Squeeze your hands to help you. Release your hands, reach up again. Warrior one. Dive forward, frame your front foot, plant your hands on the mat. Step back for runner's lunge. And send your right foot back for three-legged dog. Option to lower your foot here, or keep it lifted for a three-legged vinyasa. Shifting forward for a three-legged plank. Lowering, three-legged chaturanga. Now both feet come to the mat. Untuck your other toes. Press into your hands beneath your shoulders. Come up for cobra. Keep pressing, extending your arms, pressing into the tops of your feet to lift your knees. Let your collarbones smile. Squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Upward facing dog. Lower all the way to the mat. Maybe tap your nose in front of you. Tuck your toes. Press straight up for plank. Send your hips back for downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your left foot. Big step forward, runner's lunge. Right foot steps in, set up for warrior one. Press into both feet, lift your hands. Look at the sun, deep breath in. Clasp your hands behind you, lowering them first. Maybe bringing the opposite thumb on top. Might feel a little strange this time. Squeeze your hands, bringing your elbows towards each other in center behind you to open your chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, begin to fold. Bringing your left shoulder towards your left knee. And let your head hang in center. Reaching your hands up behind you, maybe even letting gravity start to bring them towards your front toes. Don't forget to breathe. Stay for the exhale. On your next inhale, press both feet away, helping you stand. Clasping your hands, helping as well. And release them, reaching up high one more time. Warrior one again. Exhale, dive. Frame your front foot, plant your hands. Step back for runner's lunge. Step back for downward facing dog. Well, that's right. If you'd like to do the same thing on the other side, you can lift that left leg again, preparing for a three-legged vinyasa if that's the challenge you're up for today. Shift forward for your version of plank, maybe a three-legged one. Same thing, lower to the mat, chaturanga. Now lowering both feet, untucking toes. Press up, find upward facing dog or cobra. Lower to the mat. Tuck your toes, press up for plank. Nice, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take baby steps, walk your feet to meet your hands, forward fold. Stay for the exhale. Inhale to lift, roll up to standing, no need to rush. Making any adjustments you need as you get there. Take a full breath in mountain pose. All right, let's keep flowing through. Inhale, hands lift. Exhale, lower your hips, find chair pose. On your next exhale, fold forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step or hop back, downward facing dog. If you're like me, try not to lose your glasses. It's okay if you do. Inhale, lift your right leg, three-legged dog. Exhale, step forward. Set up for warrior one. Inhale to rise. Exhale here. Belly strong. Inhale again. Exhale, dive forward, plant your hands. Step back, find three-legged dog. Lower your foot or move through a three-legged vinyasa. Finding plank. Moving through chaturanga. Lifting for cobra or up dog. Exhaling to lower. Tuck your toes, find plank. Exhale, find down dog. Inhale, lift your left foot. Exhale as you step forward. Set up your feet, warrior one. Inhale to rise when you're ready. Stay for the exhale. Inhaling again. Exhale, dive forward. Frame your foot. Step back. Three-legged dog. Your vinyasa. Find plank. Three-legged if you choose. Chaturanga. Lower to the mat. Inhale to lift for cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale to peel down. Stack your hands, palms face down. Rest your forehead for a moment. When you're ready, send your hips towards your heels. Take child's pose. You can make that same little pillow for your forehead by stacking your palms if you'd like. See if you can tap into your ujjayi breath, slowing your breath down. Letting it remind you of the sound of the ocean. Using that tactile quality created by that whisper feeling in the back of your throat. Using that to sort of connect with your breath and let it be as long as you decide it should be, instead of giving in to the body's tendency to gasp for air. Reassuring your brain that you're working on it, that you know more breath is coming, that you're doing this on purpose, so your nervous system can calm itself. You ready? Reach your hands out in front of you, spread your fingers wide, noticing the texture of the mat. Shift forward onto your elbows. Keep your forearms glued down. Tuck your toes. Send your hips to the sky as though for downward facing dog, but staying on your forearms. So instead, we'll come into dolphin. It might feel strange, but it's a great shoulder stretch and also helps build some of the strength that we need to keep supporting ourselves upside down in downward facing dog in the shoulder area. Keep breathing. Notice if it's your tendency to hold your breath, especially when presented with new information. See if you can lift your right leg, finding a three-legged dolphin, if that's even a thing. Returning your foot to the mat. Inhale, lift the left. Exhale, lower. Return your knees to the mat. And take another child's pose, dragging the mat towards you with your hands, letting your hips be heavy toward your heels. Nice work. Once again, welcome to the halfway point in your 30-day challenge with Sun Salutations. Thanks for joining me. I'm Laren, and I will see you tomorrow.